30 years on healthcare. For a conservative group, you're one of the cutting edge on understanding healthcare. The roots of this are not what you like.
That's right, and I think the fundamental reason we have a problem with it is because it doesn't fully repeal Obamacare. It keeps a lot of the fundamental architecture of Obamacare in place, and it doesn't address the cost drivers of care.
Right. Right, and we were talking about that a little bit with Jonathan. Obamacare didn't address a lot of them, and this one does no more to address it. But let's talk about what Heritage has always said, and that is if you wanted to do something that involved covering everybody or most people, you would have to have some form of universality to it.
Well, I think what we're suggesting now is, look, in the employer group market, things are working well. There's regulations there and incentives, not mandates, incentives to encourage people to maintain coverage. There's pre-existing condition exclusions. You can't raise premiums for people that have coverage. Use incentives that are already working. People say, oh, we don't know if the free market works. Well, it's working. It's working in the employer market.
But it's because they mandate a risk pool, right? It works because 2/3 or whatever, 3/4 of Americans get that. So when my company, Comcast, we all buy it. So it's a risk pool.
And we can create risk pools in the states. If we allow states to regulate in this manner, they're going to incentivize people to purchase care. And once you're on that care, you cannot be denied for a pre-existing condition or a health condition. That's going to necessarily broaden the pool and get at that lower cost for a risk pool that you're talking about.
So other than a mandate or a tax credit, how do you incentivize people to join an insurance program?
You keep the things that they like, right? People don't want to be denied for pre-existing conditions. They don't want their health care to go up simply because they get sick. And so if you offer them that for continuing to maintain coverage, and you give people choices. Your last guest was talking about, the essential health benefits coverage. A single 20-year-old man doesn't necessarily want to buy maternity coverage or pay pediatric care.
But then every woman ends up paying more.
It's not necessarily true. And one of the things is liberals always like to say, well, this is an unregulated market. If you get rid of the essential health benefits, everything's going to go crazy. This is a highly regulated market at the state level. If states want to choose to mandate that maternity coverage, that's their choice. The point is, healthcare, this kind of healthcare in Florida looks different from this healthcare in Wyoming. States need to be able to make these choices.
Rachel, good to talk to you. Thank you for being with us. Rachel Bovard from the Heritage Foundation. Coming up next, two new claims from the from the House Intelligence Committee members. One that President Trump was a target of U.S. surveillance, and another one that says he's colluding with the Russians, or the Trump campaign was colluding with the Russians. I'll speak with Illinois Democratic Congressman Mike Quigley, who sits on the Intelligence Committee, when I get back.